Welcome back to the channel, y'all, into the great outdoors. We're here at our bushcraft hunting camp down by the river in the woods. And I was going through some old relics the other day, and I broke out my old Ithaca 22. This is my first ever rifle. A neighbor friend gave it to me. It's an extremely safe, extremely simple operating rifle that is just great. It's a great starter rifle. And I got it out, I cleaned it up, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to take this to the little bushcraft camp out in the woods, because this would be a perfect addition. I don't know how many squirrels this thing has under its belt. I used to hunt squirrels on my grandma's farm, and it's just a very simple little iron sight lever action rifle, and I love it. So it is time to do some squirrel hunting here at the bushcraft camp. We've got a fire going. I've heard some squirrels barking, so we're just going to kind of do a little walking, do a little listening here, and see if we can hear anything, and then locate one, and then take it back, put it on the fire. But first of all, let me show you how the camp turned out. The tarp held up great with the rain. I really like this tarp. That water just beads off of it. It did pull up a little bit. There was a little bit of thunder. I never had any lightning that I could see. The hammock did really good. I like this bug net that comes with the hammock. You can take it off, but it didn't have any bugs last night, of course, because it was probably in the low 40s, maybe high 30s, because I got a little chilled. I slept with my camera gear and old Mr. Pew Pew right there, right under me. So I have my 20-degree bag right here, and then I put a wool blanket under that, wool blanket there, and then I put my pad, my sleeping pad, up under there. And I had to do that because that wind was carrying under here, and it was hitting my rear end, and I was just not having it. It was in the 40s with a wind. And my tarp is flown, which means it's completely off the ground, so there was definitely a breeze coming in. The heat off the fire helped for the first 2.5 hours or so. I would get these waves of heat that would come up under that awning and just convect over me, and it was really nice. And then when that wore down, I had to break out that sleeping pad. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got any sleep. And as I was getting ready to go to bed, just sitting here eating my dinner and stuff, scanning with the thermals, waiting to see like what is coming out here, what is coming out. And it was just stuff wandering around the whole time. I mean, hearing stuff all around me, from raccoons, possums, those little ringtail cat things. I'm pretty sure there was a porcupine as well that was up here. I was not brave enough to go explore it. And then we had the hogs, and then we have foxes and coyotes. And the hogs were just too much, y'all. The hogs were just insane. I had to take another one out that was just blatantly chewing right in front of me while I was eating my dinner. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a squirrel in our midst. I can hear it barking back there. We have a fire. We're hungry. Let's go get some squirrel. Holy cow, look at this outcropping right here, guys. Wow, now this is 100% livable cave right here. It's huge. Absolutely huge. can see another burrow right there from a hog. That sort of looks like an arrowhead. Okay, squirrel located. He's right up in this tree. All right, little buddy. You're mine. Oh my goodness. It's as simple as that, y'all. Lever out, shell pops out, and it's just one at a time. So we'll skin it up, and that's our lunch. Pretty sweet little rifle. I'm glad I cleaned it up and just broke it out again. Still shoots great. So we got our squirrel right here. It's probably gonna be pretty chewy because squirrel meat is usually chewy. I've got some olive oil, I've got some spices. It's not gonna be like we're just primitive cooking this thing on a stick. It's gonna be decent. They're just always chewy, unless you pressure cook them or you let them sit over ice for a few days, or maybe even age them. Never aged a squirrel. It's usually you just kind of like get it and go for me, but maybe I should. So anyways, nice little male squirrel. Let's skin it up and let's get it on the fire. I don't clean squirrel that often, but if I remember right, the way I did it last time, we just go around the cuffs of all the, all the arms, just like you would on a deer. We'll make sure we do that good on the leg here. Those legs are tasty. Just kind of using this little old branch knob just to lay them across and just have a little pull, a little leverage when I'm making these cuts. It always helps to have tight skin when you're making them. I'm going to skin this squirrel right in the middle, and then we should be able to just pull the two halves apart. Now I've kind of got it under the skin where I can start pulling these apart. The elbows are a little tricky, but this one's coming out. Pull really hard. You can see one of his feet just popped out right there, and then the other one we can just cut. That's all the meat we're really gonna need. So we got our squirrel skinned in half. Now all we gotta do is just clean out the entrails and stuff. I won't show that, but the skinning part is, it's pretty easy. You know, on a fresh squirrel, you make that cut down the center, just pull, and then, obviously cut the nugget off and all that. But for me, I think it's the easiest way, and you don't get a ton of hair on it. Time for that spice. Cosmo SPG. Don't leave home without it, man. Salt, pepper, and garlic. And I've even got some olive oil. Olive oil is actually really useful for your blades as well. Your metals, to prevent them from rusting. A lot of steels, carbon steels, you have to do that anyways. This is the knife that I need to use. So I actually carry olive oil with me, and I use it on my blades at home so I can use them for cooking as well, and not just, bushcraft type stuff. Even on my axe, I find that olive oil, those types of oils, natural oils, work really well with that. So I'm just gonna put a little dabble-do down the back here. Rub that in to the tendies right there. Get those arms. If you guys watched the last video, I suspended this grate over the coals, or over the fire really. Turned out to be a bad idea. I dropped half my food. I dropped pretty much all my food in the fire. So we're not going to be doing that today. We're going to use a different method. We're just going to be using the coals and kind of sliding them over to our grate. Much safer operation here. I'll pepper this backside. Pepper that backside. Get it? Ooh, got those nice garlic chunks in there. For a squirrel that was expired about 45 minutes ago, I know this is going to be chewy, but it's seasoned really nicely. So let's see how good a fresh squirrel tastes in the wild. It's always better when you're out in the outdoors, I promise you. Just going to try to take some of these coals, scoot them up under here. We'll just stick our squirrel right on top. I think it might be time for a flip. See what we're working with here. It's feeling very hard, just like a squirrel is. She gonna be crunchy. It's a he, actually. He gonna be crunchy. Maybe I should have boiled it first. I've never tried that. Just heard another squirrel back there. Boil it, get the meat soft, and then do like a sear on it, but it's too late now. It's gonna be like eating rocks. We are looking extra crispy. I don't think there's any amount of Chick-fil-A sauce that is going to save this. It's not looking quite as bad as I was thinking. Get me an arm piece. I'll throw it back on. That little midsection looks a little underdone. There it is, steamy fresh. Little protein of the woods. A bone got me on that first try. Shoulder blade. It's actually really good. That squirrel is not very tough. Wow. That Cosmo SPG. Use it on everything at home. And I got a couple extra containers of it. Not containers, but little bottles of it. Just to carry with me. For doing stuff like this. Truck camping and whatnot. Wow. That is just, really gave it a lot of good flavor. Not nearly as chewy as I was expecting. Especially on like this arm piece right here. It's not bad at all. We got some good squirrels out here. All right, let's get us a leg here. Juicy leg. Yeah. Couple of hairs on it. We'll remove. Daggum near impossible to clean a squirrel and not get a couple of hairs on it. Steamy. Again, not too chewy. Those chunks of garlic in there make all the difference in the world. Oh man, if I had some biscuits and gravy right here, I'd be hunting for more squirrels all day. Y'all, it felt good to go down memory lane, break out the old vintage Ithaca, and walk around and look for some squirrels. My dad, when I was little, we used to go to his farm, his family farm, and I would walk around with that little .22 and I would shoot squirrels, and I got pretty decent at it. He told me to take it easy. He taught me an important lesson. He said, son, everything that you shoot, you should eat. he had known that I had shot a raccoon, and he made me go back, get that raccoon that I had got that morning, take it back, and he helped me cook it. And I mean, what a great dad. He even took a bite, and it wasn't good. It was greasy, but it just taught me an important lesson. Really, the only exception to that, I think, is hogs. We just have so many of them we can't control. But, you know, you just don't want to go around shooting every squirrel you see. Just felt good to get one, bring it back, cook it up, and just go down memory lane with the old lever action. My first rifle ever. Pretty awesome. Now that one had some bark on it. Go ahead and smash that like button for breaking out vintage classics. Staying out here in the great outdoors, camping, going and getting ourselves some sustenance. It's just the basics of life, man. It's just good. It just feels good. So go ahead and smash it. And if you want to stay tuned for more outdoor action, you know what to do. Subscribe here to the channel. Help me reach that 1 million subscriber mark, y'all. Thanks for being here, y'all. Stay safe in the outdoors. God bless. I'll see you soon.